Hey guys, and today we're playing the bottom of the well. Let's get into it. I'm guessing this is like an Alice in Wonderland type thing. The music's making it eerie. I'm not hating it. Alright, new game. I would like the default Alice. I would like a randomly generated Alice. I would like a custom Alice. I would like the dark Alice. Well, I'm gonna customize her. You can customize your Alice down to individual stat points if you wish, although it is not recommended for your first playthrough. It is, however, advised for subsequent playthroughs. You have to invest all 9 points before you can continue. Actually, yeah, no. Start customizing. I think this will be okay. We'll probably die, in all honesty. Clicking on the icons will give you a short description of what they are. Press the plus to add a point and the minus to detract a point. You have to invest all 9 points before you can continue. A stat can have a maximum of 3 points. Alright, well, I want to live. Finish customizing. Start customizing. Alright. I'd rather have a lot of supplies. 2 survival. Let's be able to... I don't care about this. Let's give her that so she won't go crazy. That one. And we can have a 1 towards career. Finish. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. Accept and start. Dream Diary, September 13th, 2015. Today I had the weirdest dream in my life. I'm waiting for Joe to come online. Morning A. Morning. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No. Well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen, about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on. Alice in Wonderland is like our favorite. Let me finish. Something happened. I was tuning in on my radio. You're such a Luddite. I hope that's how that's supposed to be said. Anyway, amazing I can even catch you online. Shut up, I'm not a Luddite. I just like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning into the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What, aliens? Oh, government-run number stations? No, it was this weird, like, white noise at first. It's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody. Maybe lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for Alice broadcast? For the Alice broadcast? So I went out on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through clear. It now sounded more like music with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion have fallen floppy dead and the white knight is talking backwards and the red queen's off with her head. Oh, so somebody's pirate radio broadcast of golden oldies? It felt like there was something else there. Some message that the music was hiding. I know it sounds weird. And then I fell asleep. What a story. No, hear me out. I dreamed and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was entirely lucid. But like waking up in another world, except I don't think of it as another world. Or I didn't think of it as another world. Ugh. Does this make any sense? You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still lucidly in control? Sounds pretty rad to me, bro. I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you've got my attention. So, an Alice in Wonderland themed end of the world apocalypse like scenario. Okay. Alice C. So, like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every color, every touch. It's important you know that. I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Heavy. There was no warning. No build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us we were under attack. Were you alone? Yeah. I had just gotten back from the store and was unpacking my groceries. I had the TV on to catch the evening news and weather. I remember buying a lot of canned food for some reason. Since when do you have more than a spare packet of ramen noodles in your cupboards? Hey, stop underestimating me. Future Dreamy was a pretty organized type, although blech. I don't know what I was thinking with all those cans. Definitely paranoid. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system. Jacked the volume all the way up too. I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us we were under attack right now and that we needed to get to shelter. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus, sounds scary. At first I didn't want to believe it. I switched the channel, but they were all the same, and then the sirens started. Tornado sirens, flood sirens, I don't know. And I knew things were serious. So what do you do? I went online to find out what was going on. I immediately tried to call Chess. I needed to think about my options. We got less than 30 minutes. There's bombs. What would I do? No. I don't know this guy. I'm gonna wait till she mentions him to pick anything with him. I needed to think about my options. Okay, what was your plan? The broadcast kept saying to stay indoors, to keep all the windows and doors closed, stuff like that. But what if the stairway got blocked or a fire started or something and I got trapped up there? It didn't seem very safe. And I'd imagine they would hit downtown first, right? Not that you live right in the middle of town, but... Right. Getting out of town felt like a good idea. They'd attack the cities first. I'd be much safer in the countryside somewhere. Spoken like a true survivor. But why do it alone? Wouldn't it be safer in a group? I thought of that. It could be done with a small group. Was it realistic of you to think you could stay in the apartment? Realistic? It wasn't like I had been through a lot of apocalypses before. I'm not sure what constitutes realistic. I had enough food in my cupboards to last me a while, so at least I had that going for me. Oh yeah. And then I had my trusty radio, of course. I tried it and it worked. It was sending out the same emergency broadcast as the TV. And you called me a Luddite. You got me there. So, what did he do? I went online to find out what was going on. I immediately tried to call Chess. I decided to try to leave town. I decided to try to tough it out at home. The streets are probably going to be jam-packed. But if we go fast enough, we'll probably be able to hit shelter. But we have a lot of food at home. I still don't know who Chess is. I'm not going online because I don't feel like that'd give us a whole lot more information than we're being bombed. So do we leave town? Or do we leave town? Or do we stay home? Let's try to tough it out at the house. I suppose I decided to stay home mostly because that's what the message was telling us to do. Is this the part where you start putting aluminum foil over the windows and prepare your bathtub for extended living? I actually sat down and Googled just that. Fact is that the top stories of apartment buildings might be the safest as far as protection against radiation goes. I don't know about other effects though. Blast, heat wave, all that. I guess that's what you need in underground shelter for total... I guess that's what you need in underground protection for total protection. Whatever, oh my god. Didn't your building have some kind of shelter? At least on this side of the pond, it feels like you can't walk down a block without stumbling on half a dozen bomb shelters. Sadly, no. We never got into the habit of getting bombed during our wars. We're the ones doing all the bombing. Oh, so we're American? And I'm guessing you're British. or at least from the UK. Anyway, bathroom it was then. Did you think to bring anything? Oh, right. Yes. I grabbed the biggest bag I had. An honest-to-God hiking bag. I've never owned a hiking bag in my life, but in the dream I did. Okay, we're taking the first aid kit, the flashlight, we're taking the radio, food. Wait. No, we're still taking food. Yeah, this seems like a good idea. Okay. Okay. Serious question. Why didn't you just bring your entire apartment with you into the bathroom? I mean, like bed, every scrap of food, etc. First of all, I was kind of afraid the building would, collapse. I wanted to be ready to run, so I packed my bags in advance. Secondly, the truth was I just didn't come to think of it. I'm sure I had tons of other useful things lying around that I just didn't think to bring along. Alright. So, what happened? The end of the world? Come on, let's hear it. It took a lot longer for the bombs to begin falling than they said. I stayed online for as long as I could with my laptop in the bathroom. Doors closed, everything edible stacked around me. The news suggested that the U.S. missile defense was working, that it was shooting down the Russian missiles before they could land. But I guess sooner or later our luck ran out. Russians. Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Moving away from this topic. Okay. Go on. Well, first the electricity went. I remember being lit up by just my laptop screen. Before I had time to panic, there was this rumble, and then plaster started raining down from the ceiling, and the toilet seat underneath me started feeling kind of oily. I don't know, like I was in danger of sliding off of it. Jesus. I was completely terrified. There's nothing really that can prepare you for it, and that was just the first one. How many did they send your way? How should I know? After that first hit, the internet was down. The lights didn't come back on, but then, a few moments later, there was another one. You know how you kind of count seconds between seeing the flash and hearing the thunder when there's lightning? Yeah. This felt like that. Shock after shock. And then counting the little white flakes dropping down from the ceiling, hoping and praying the next one wouldn't just obliterate you. Did it go on for long? I don't think so. After the third one, my laptop and phone both stopped working suddenly. EMP? Yeah, probably. Heh. I didn't know you were into the secondary effects of nuclear explosions. I read about it in some novel or other. That's weird. I didn't know you were into those kinds of things. That is kind of weird. Dreamy definitely isn't new. Knows? More things than real me does. Or did. Yeah, this is just as confusing as Alice in Wonderland. How long did you stay in there? Well, the man on TV said to monitor broadcast until an all clear was given, or at least 24 hours. I brought my portable radio with me. The net went down, but the radio waves remained, at least for a while. Analog for the win. The broadcast stopped after a while, but not before reporting on wind patterns. There was going to be a lot of fallout raining down right outside my window, right around the 24-hour mark. Oh, so not the best option? Well, I was pretty sure it'd get inside whether I wanted it or not. The question was if it was worth waiting a little longer. Did you have enough food? I had enough to last me 24 hours at least. So it was your decision. And that's where we stop for today, people. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.